We'll switch now from the system setup screen over to the spectrum monitor or spectrum analyzer screen. It's always a good idea when you get to a venue to run the spectrum analyzer just to see what kind of interference there might be in the venue. The way the spectrum analyzer is set up, we have divided our band up into 16 different channels, each of which are 2.5 megahertz wide. So 2.4 gigahertz is at the left end and 2.4835 is at the right end. And what you'll see on the red peaks are Wi-Fi interference. And I'm in a fairly congested Wi-Fi area here. So what you'll see also is a clustering of Wi-Fi energy around the low end of the band, which is channel 1 of the Wi-Fi band. And then you'll see a clustering around the center of the band, which is channel 6 of the Wi-Fi band. And then on some occasions you'll see some clustering around the higher end, which is channel 11 of the Wi-Fi band. But what you'll also see is channel 1 is typically not very congested. Channel 5 and channel 6 sometimes may not be congested. Channel 10, typically 10 and 11 have less congestion. And then 14 through 16 are typically uncongested in most arenas. We do have some point-to-point carriers in this area that use those channels, but in general you'll see gaps at those channels. So that's where the radios will automatically tune and select the best available channel when they power up. So this is basically Wi-Fi, and the horizontal lines, the white lines, are a 10-second average of the energy in that particular band. The turquoise or blue horizontal band is the peak, and you can, over a period of time, you can see frequency hopping devices come through here, and a peak will be very high, much higher than the rest of them. But in general, in outdoor environments, the peaks are not there, and you'll just have a fairly constant or low level of Wi-Fi interference. You can reset the peaks by hitting this, and everything will come back down. So you can reset the peak, and you can see where the new average is. So it's a good way to just keep an eye on things. What I will do now is I will use this particular unit as strictly a spectrum analyzer, separate from the master and a relay. And so it's going to sit here and monitor the network, the RF spectrum in the area. And I will first turn on a master, and you'll see him pop up as a green bar on one of the channels. And then I'll turn on a relay point, which will be receiving the master, and then he will resend or relay his signal, and a second green bar will pop up. So I'll do that now. So as you can see, the relay, the master, which is closer to this location, to the location of the spectrum analyzer, is here. He's labeled master. And the first relay node, which is labeled network ID number 1, is here. The network ID assignment is done by the network management system. So if you are managing a network, you will get network ID numbers from 1 to 100, basically. The master is always network ID number 0. But this is what the spectrum analyzer looks like, and it's a very, very handy and powerful tool when you first get to a venue and setting up and monitoring what's going on in the area.